side is a little bit after.
When I've been after just a little over a month ago, I talked to Ross. So.
This meeting will come to order. We have a quorum. Accommodations are met. Does everyone have the agenda? Mr. Hall, you lead us in a word of prayer.
Let's bow our head. Father, we thank you for your many blessings. We thank you just for life, health, and strength. We thank you for the opportunity just to know you and be a part of your life. Father, we ask that as we go into this meeting that we do everything that will be pleasing to you. Give us decision-making power, knowledge of what we need to do, and keep in mind that it is not about what I think of what I want. It is about what's in the best interest of this community. Forgive us of our sin. Continue to bless the men and women that are on foreign soils. These and other blessings in your name's sake. Amen.
Amen. Roll call.
Commissioner Hall.
Here.
Commissioner Sutton.
Here.
Chairman Metters.
Here.
Commissioner Bozeman.
Here.
Commissioner McDonald.
Present.
Attorney Miller.
Present.
Opening of bids.
The first one is Oxford Construction. Should be on there. And the next one is Reeves Construction.
Oxford, $429,104.61. Reeves Construction. Reeves is $458,348.
Mr. Chairman, I got a question. Work should be completed by February the 15th, 2013. Are they gonna have to pay a penalty? I don't think we can get the road built and ready to pay by it.
Mr. Chairman.
I don't believe it'd be ready by February 15th either.
Not only that, it's not paving season.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes, sir, Mr. Billings.
I know it's a proven fact you can't pave the road at that time of year. If you think you can, go down there and drive down York Road. A good man that knew how to build a road, but he was pushed into doing it because he was told by the commissioner down there it had to be done regardless. Well, it got done, but you've never seen a road in the shape that one's in. And I don't understand why we're sending out bids when the road ain't even built. I mean, there's a lot here lately that I don't understand going on, to be honest with you, but I just don't.
Any other questions regarding the bid on the February 15th date?
You know,
Yeah.
I don't know, why anybody, I'd be afraid to give a bid on something, that I didn't know when I was gonna do the work and when it was gonna be finished, price of material now going up and everything, and we can't pave in, this time of the year, so I'm just sort of confused by what's going on. I mean, why, it's being put out there now and the road not even started, building the road.
I can't understand how they could even go out there and come up with a
other questions regarding the bid?
Mr. Chairman, I don't have a problem with the bid. The problem I got is with the date. I mean, if we can move this date, because I don't think they ought to have to pay a penalty because of the weather.
You want me to, I want to table when we find out about the date? Does that suit everybody, table it?
I mean,
I make a motion that it be tabled until first of the year when we can sit down. We need to sit down and look at the number of roads different commissioners have got, the number that's been finished. We haven't even went over anything like that. I mean, we just up here doing roads without looking over some of the priorities and some of the other things. I highly disagree with this kind of going on. My motion is to table it at the first of the year.
We have a motion on the floor. Is there a second?
I'll second.
There's a motion and a second. All in favor?
Question, Mr. Chairman. Question, Mr. Chairman.
Yes, sir, Mr. Hall.
Can you repeat that motion? Because if I heard Commissioner McDonough correctly, he said postpone to the first of the year. If we're going to look into this, I don't think it needs to go over to the first of the year because we got another meeting that's coming up that we could address this issue.
Mr. Billy, your motion stands as the first of the year.
No, sir, I stick with the motion I made.
To the first of the year, correct? To the
Yes.
first of the year. All right, any further?
We need to, the board needs to sit down and go over some of these roads and projects and things where we got a sound idea of what we're doing and what the actual.
All right, any other discussion? If not, we got a motion and a second on the floor. All in favor?
Aye.
No.
Any opposed?
No.
no.
No. Motion fails.
Mr. Chairman, on that same note, and I know we're tabling this issue, I'm gonna make a motion that we table this until our next scheduled meeting, and then we will address this at that time. If we have the proper information that we can move forward with paving it or disregarding it, then we do it at that time.
All right, we have a motion. Do we have a second?
I'll say.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
No.
Aye. Motion carries. It will be tabled to our next board meeting. Approval of minutes, October 18th, October 22nd, October 29th, November 19th.
Mr. Chairman, I make a motion that minutes be approved.
We have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
No.
Aye.
Any opposed? Mr. Billy, that was just Mr. Billy on the no. Motion carries. Consent docket. File application for reimbursement for hazardous waste trust fund in the amount of $2,607.05.
Make a motion.
We have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. David Norton, Registered Road, is requesting that Public Works cut down trees on right-of-way in front of his home.
Make a motion.
We have a
Second.
motion. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor? Any opposed? Motion carries. Willie Thomas, 807 Railroad Street, has requested permission to haul burned debris from her home to the landfill free of charge.
I'll make a motion, but I think we got the address wrong, don't we?
Right.
Isn't it Polk Street?
She said railroad, but it may be Polk Street.
It's Polk Street.
Ms. Bozeman, along with that motion, you correcting the address on that? Do we have a second on that motion?
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Action docket. Approval recommendations of the Planning Commission on Flint River Preserve Phase 1.
Make a motion.
We have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second, Mr. Chairman.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
But you need to stamp that plat tonight now.
Yeah.
Approve the close of County Road 227 Brown Road. We had a public hearing back in, I want to say back in April, but the road was never put on the agenda for voting, so here we are.
I make a motion. Close.
We have a motion. Do we have a second?
I'll second for discussion, Mr. Chairman.
We have a motion and a second discussion. Mr. Hall.
My only question is that, and maybe you said it and I didn't hear it, have we had the public hearings on this one? Okay.
It was the end of April, I think, was the meeting in April we had it. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Approves moving on with condemnation on properties on County Road 299 Hall Road.
Mr. Chairman, I'll make a motion that we do this, but I gotta get all these names together.
We have a motion. Do we have a second?
I'll second for discussion.
We have a motion and a second for discussion. Mr. McDonald.
That goes back to what I said earlier. I don't think the board as a whole is even aware of what's happening, or what's going on here, there, and so forth. I'd like to ask Commissioner Bowman, has, the deeds and things.
Yeah, the deeds are made, we just can't get, we've even sent these certified letters. We brought this up in the workshop,
No, that's right. No, that's the road in Oakfield.
to the
It
church.
goes down to the church.
That's correct. That's
And
correct.
it's approximately what length in,
Oh, God, you shouldn't ask me that, 'cause I don't know.
I'm thinking somewhere next.
It's over a mile.
A little over a mile.
Any further discussion? Any further discussion on that? If not, we have a motion and a second. All in favor? Any opposed?
I do, no.
Aye. Motion carries. Approve splash application for repairs on pipe and culvert County Road 374 Massey Airport Road in the amount of $8,595.
Make a motion.
Second, Mr.
Second.
Chairman.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor? Any opposed? Motion carries. Number 5, approve the change of December meeting, December 4th at 5 p.m. And I get,
This is the one that we were gonna meet at 5 and then do the other thing, but the sheriff's not gonna be in town, so we need to change.
do we have a conflict if we amend this to the Monday night at 6 p.m.? Would that work better for everybody?
What day is that?
The
on?
3rd, that Monday night?
That'll work with me.
Because what we wanted to do behind this on that Tuesday has been canceled due to
Yeah, we were gonna do the.
somebody
sheriff
being
and
out
all
of
the-
town.
But what time?
6 o'clock on Monday night. Is that fine with everybody? December 3rd?
I make a motion, we change that meeting to Monday, December 3rd at 6 p.m., Mr. Chairman.
We
I'll
have a
second.
motion. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor? Any opposed? Motion carries. Approve First Amendment to the exclusive contract for solid waste collection service between Worth County and the Advanced Disposal Service Making LLC.
Make a motion, Mr. Chairman.
We have a motion. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor? Any opposed? Motion carries. Approve Fire Rescue Department to going back to Kelly Days work schedule, excuse me.
I'll make a motion.
We have a motion. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor? Any opposed? Motion carries. Approve contract agreement with Best Friends Humane Society for 3 more years.
Make
I'll
a
make a
motion, Mr.
motion.
Chairman.
We have a motion. Do we have a second?
I'll second for discussion.
We have a motion and a second with discussion. Mr. McDonald.
I know we've been a little over a year with the contract with the Best Friends. I don't understand why all at once we want to go to a 3-year. I mean,
Call.
Mr. Chairman, if I recall, that contract has a provision in it that either side can terminate it on 30 days' notice or something.
Yes, sir. It is.
that's what I wanted to ask Attorney Miller. Because my understanding, one board don't bind another, is that correct?
Well, that would be correct, but you got the loophole that says either side can terminate it, so within and it's not in this amendment, but it's in the original agreement that you see it has a provision for terminating it, so if any board doesn't want to go with it, it can terminate it. So that there is a limitation, that's correct, that you raised, but it's covered by that provision.
I mean, they're doing an outstanding job. I don't see where we'd have an issue with them going forward. Any further discussion? If not, we have a motion and a second on the floor. All in favor?
Aye.
No.
Any opposed? Aye. Motion carries. Acknowledge presentments of the grand jury for July 2012 term, November 2012 term session of Worth County Superior Court. And let's take a brief 10-minute recess.
Just take a break.
Well, those grand jury attached to this thing.
Yes, sir, it is.
Okay.
We need that glass over there at tax thing. I'll tell y'all, one of these is a real good way. People are going up there and setting their kids. Tighten up all I can. I've gained about 4 pounds since I quit working day and night and peanut and cotton field. We'll have to push back from the table a little more. Thank you.
All right, we back from recess. Personnel acknowledgement resignation of Charlie Ward, effective date November 14th, 2012. Sheriff's Department acknowledged resignation of Gene Jones, effective date November 9th, 2012. Acknowledged Leo Pritchard's completion of 6-month work test. Jail acknowledged resignation of William
Going to.
Garto, effective date November 20th, 2012. Building and Zoning acknowledged termination of Rebecca Lawson, effective date November 9th, 2012. E911 request reclassification of Warren Nims from Communications Officer to Shift Leader. Request reclassification of Jessica Hale from Trainee to Communication Officer 1. Request reclassification Stephanie Jagger from Trainee to Communication Officer 1. Request reclassification of Shalandra Moore for Trainee to Communication Officer 1. Request reclassification of Susan West from Communications Officer to CO TAC Certified Communication Officer.
Mr. Chairman, I make a motion that we approve these.
We have a motion. Do we have a second?
I'll second for discussion.
We have a motion and a second discussion. Mr. McDonald.
Is any pay changes coming about in these reclassifications?
Not.
It won't on the trainees, I
Ma'am.
know. It won't on the trainees. Isn't that right? On the trainees, they're the same. They going from training into the office now to start communicating.
Any other discussion on this?
That's the only concern I have. I know we're operating on a very tight budget, and when we come in between times and make a lot of changes, then that's where we get into trouble sometimes.
This is in the budget. If there is, it's in the budget.
All right, we have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. County Extension acknowledged resignation of Brenda Jennings, effective date November 30th, 2012. Fire and Rescue request reclassification of Sim Bozeman, Ken Willis, Billy Dorsey, Jimmy Nims, Justin Cooper, and Willie Jackson from part-time to full-time firefighter.
Make a motion.
We have a motion. Do we
I'll
have a second?
For discussion.
We have a motion and a second with discussion. Mr. McDonald.
I have tried to contact you several times, Mr. Chairman. And I don't really understand the plan that we all of a sudden, and I read the local where it said we had to move quickly and we had to move swiftly before the people was aware of it. I don't want people to think we're trying to pull anything over. I know there's a lot of mixed feelings about this fire department. And of course, I guess the main thing that kind of upset me at first, we were talking about doing Sumler and Dover and Bridgesburg. And a lady that lives right there at the fire department called me one day and said, Mr. McDonald, they moving a building in out here. What's going on? I said, ma'am, I have no idea. And County Line is one of our biggest and best volunteer groups that we have in the whole county out there. They have at least 12 that you can about count on day or night, and they got more than that at other times. And I know a lot of them is upset, you know, what are we intending to do, just push them away and go to all paid people out here.
But Mr. McDonald, can I speak to him?
Sure, go ahead.
Even if you go to all paid people, you still got to have volunteers.
Yes, that's right.
I mean, volunteers are important.
Mhm.
Any further discussion? If not, we have a motion and a second on the floor. All in favor? Any opposed?
No.
Motion carries. Worth County Board of Commissioners hire Kim Striplin for Human Resources.
Make a motion.
We have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second, Mr. Chairman.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
No.
Any opposed?
No.
We have 2 noes, 2 yeses. Aye, motion carries. Tax Assessor's Office, acknowledge pay rate adjustment of Ben Barbie from $40,000 to $45,000, and acknowledge pay rate adjustment of Alan Altman from $38,000 to $40,000.
We need to do a motion on this. I'll make a motion.
Second motion.
All right, we have a motion and a...
I'd like to ask a question.
Okay, hold on just a second. We have a motion and a second with discussion. Mr. Sutton,
Has Ben been certified? Yeah, okay, that's the only question.
any further discussion? If not, all in favor? Any opposed? Motion carries. Attorney Miller.
Well, we finished up our hearing before the arbitrator in the Goodman suit. We've sent a couple of briefs to him since then. He has not ruled. I don't know what the result will be, but we don't have a finality on it. Any of our other EEOC or other claims, or a couple of still malingering, but it looks like they're about to run their course. The claim for medical treatment for
Jackson.
the girl that was, what do you call it? It was sick,
Taser.
taser, right? That case has not been finally disposed of yet. And Lou Sims' case has not been finally disposed of, but it's in its dying days.
Thank you, Attorney Miller. Just a couple items on the chairman's report tonight. EMA Fire and Rescue, I know we've mentioned it before. It's brought to my attention as our little F-150 down there is on its last leg. I don't know what y'all want to do about that, but we're going to have to get them guys a vehicle down there at some point. I don't know if there's any thoughts on that or not.
Can we put a vehicle in the bus?
Yes, we did.
You ready to send out the bids? For a vehicle? Send out the bids for a vehicle?
Well, you know, they gotta have a vehicle. I'd be in agreement with that, yes, I would.
All right, so we'll send bid out on that. Also, on that Christmas dinner for fire rescue and EMA, do y'all have a problem with doing that for those guys? The annual Christmas party for the fire department?
That's for the entire department.
Yeah, volunteers, yes, sir.
No, I think that's the best money we could ever spend. I'll be
Okay,
honest with you.
I want to make sure.
Really do.
I also have one other thing. I know down there we got some of the lieutenants that's took on the maintenance job. I don't know if y'all want to look at compensating them for doing that or not, but they are doing the oil and changes, something the mechanic would be doing, but I just thought I would bring that up to y'all on the lieutenants doing the maintenance work. I don't know if there's any discussion on that.
Personally, I'd like to wait for the first of the year. I just can't believe that our county, we're probably the only county in the state of Georgia that's got as many vehicles as the sheriff department, fire department, and all that, and don't have anyone. Preventative maintenance can save you more money than you can ever imagine. And I'm not saying the equipment is not being serviced properly, don't y'all take me wrong, I know y'all are doing and looking at it, but it's really, that's really not y'all's responsibility or duty to do that.
That's one of them jobs have ETC on the end of it.
Huh?
That's one of them jobs have ETC on the end of it.
Okay, that's a no.
Well,
Good on you, John.
going on my shift, I have my senior firefighter and my lieutenant are taking on all maintenance vehicles. Since they have took this on in the last 3 months, every knocker and engine we have has been turned to service. As far as the oil, fuel filters, air filters, everything has been a maintenance done. And they're doing it. They took the engine off the brush truck, completely rebuilt the engine on the brush truck, got it back up in service. It's every day they're doing maintenance. So we would be paying somebody else like you something a month. And I was just trying to give them a little bit, a little bit extra just to, for what they're doing. They took on a task that really should be done elsewhere, but they took it on for a great number.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes, sir, Mr. Gilly.
I highly commend y'all, don't get me wrong, for what you do. But, I know one day I dropped by there, I can't remember what it was for, and I know, 2 or 3 was working at the actual pool out on the rescue truck and brakes and all that. You know, you don't drive those vehicles 50 miles an hour when you're answering the call. And I want safety in y'all's life to be, major priority number 1, which equipment is totally up to par, and to have work like that's done, it's done. But, and I'm not saying the one that do it, they might be better than mechanic himself, I don't know. I think that's something that we need.
All right, we'll take a look at it. Y'all can look at it at a later date. I just want to make sure I did bring it up. And Mr. Hall, my last 3 items, I'll turn over to you.
Okay, Mr. Chairman, just a couple things. Recreation. There's a proposal that there's some property on the Jeffries property that the Recreation Department can purchase through the splosh money that we have for, I think it's $10,000 an acre, with the intent that we buy it, purchase it, close it by December 31st. I'm gonna make a motion that we use splosh money to purchase this land for the Recreation Department, and with one stipulation on that a senior citizen building be erected out there for the purpose of that.
We have a motion. Do we have a second?
I'll second for discussion.
We have a motion and a second with discussion. Mr. McDonald.
To my knowledge, this board has had no information from the rec department for months and months. I don't know whether you've even attended a meeting lately, Mr. Chairman, with the rec board, and you from this board of commissioners or our representative to be up there.
This is an offer.
I would like to have a better idea of what we're really talking about.
Not a problem.
What we have planned, which way we're going. I mean, I hate to vote for something that I know very little to nothing about.
Mr. Chairman.
Yes, sir.
If I may, we have a recreation board member here, Mr. Dent, and he can give us a little bit more information on it if you'd like. Mr. Dent, please.
Really, this bond for Dave Jeffers has never been available before. This is adjacent to the property out there now that we've got the facility on. Because of the capital gains tax, the Bush tax cuts are going out December the 31st. Capital gain is from 15 to 25%. This offer from Dave is on the table until December the 31st, and then it's off. And I can understand that. He told me we basically have no basis in this land, so we're gonna pay taxes on it. Now, the idea is to come, well, the rec department would like to have at least 20 acres. There's 29 acres there, so, but we need more fields. We don't have enough fields. Since we built those little site there, our rec department has just skyrocketed. And since David Cooper has been in there, we got more and more participation than we've ever had. And we've got to have more fields. We don't have a pond league field. Never got a pond league field. We need more little league fields. We need softball fields. We need pond league fields. And it's right there adjacent to what we've already got. It would just complement what we got. And short term anyway, for the next several years, it's by far the best way to go. And I can tell you, speaking to the rec board is very much in favor of it.
Okay.
Thank you, Mr. Dent.
I appreciate it too, Mr. Dent. That means now I know and can understand
I got a question.
what this is all about.
Go ahead, Ms. Bailey.
Will this property be deeded to Worth County?
Worth County.
Any other questions or any discussion on this?
That total cost would be what, about 200,000?
If you buy 25 acres, it's $250,000.
29, you said, Fred, altogether?
It's something like 29.02 max, something like that. It's an odd amount. And originally, we were looking at 25 acres and not something like 29 acres. Somebody said, why not just, you get the whole 29 acres and we designate an area of it. Senior citizens want a place to go to have a walking track and exercise and things like that, and that's part of the plan is to put a facility out for senior citizens.
Is all that on one side of the road or both sides?
It's on both, no, excuse me, it's on one side of the road.
Okay.
It's adjacent to Harvey, it's from
Okay.
Harvey down to the present break facility down there.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
To the railroad there for the industrial,
It's,
that goes
they've
across?
taken that railroad up,
Okay.
and
Wow.
they're down on the other side of the street anyway.
And that is a very good piece of property right there too.
It is,
Very
and
good.
I think it's a once in a lifetime opportunity. I don't think it'll happen again.
Any further discussion?
I got another question for Mr. Dent. What y'all gonna do with all that junk out there?
What's going
That recycling mess out there.
The rat hole there, yeah, looks
Will
like.
y'all get
I've
on to
had-
the city, make them put up a fence?
Right.
Right.
That's
Uh-huh.
something we have to go to the city.
Well, y'all get on to the city and tell them,
Oh.
get them people put up a fence.
Need more than a fence. I don't think they make one that big.
Exterminator too, gonna need exterminator right there too, you know. I mean, I've had several people complain to me and ask me about that, and I told them we didn't have a thing to do with it.
I've heard it too, Mike, I know what you're
Right,
talking
you
about.
know, I mean, so I plus that, you know, it's like the problem out there on the church road.
Yeah.
Then, you know.
Any further discussion? We have a motion and second on the floor. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion
I'm in favor.
motion carries. All right, Mr. Hall, what's your other item there?
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to take this opportunity to read what was sent to me. On behalf of the entire family of Command Sergeant Major James Nelson Jr., the senior enlisted leader of the Georgia Department of Defense, you are cordially invited to a retirement social in celebration and in his honor for 38 years of service to the service member of this state and this nation and their family. That's an invitation for this entire board on December the 8th at 4 p.m. from 4 to 6, that this board is invited to attend for his retirement. He is finally retiring from the armed forces altogether. That being said, the other piece to that, what I would, and I think it would be, if we didn't do it, I think we would not really consider our armed forces. I'd like to make a motion that we do a proclamation for Command Sergeant Major James Nelson for his 38 years of service to the military, because he is one of the highest ranking, how would I say, non-commissioned officers in the state of Georgia, and he reside right here in Worth County. It's not many counties can actually say that they have somebody of that prestige here.
I'll
So,
second that motion.
We have a motion and a second on the floor. All in favor?
Nah,
No.
Any opposed? Mr. McDonald?
Where's it gonna be at?
Motion, is at the community
Is it-
center. Motion carries.
We got heroes all around us.
wow. That's all I have, Mr. Chairman.
That concludes the chairman's report. Mr. Billy, did you get with Matthew on that road, Meadows?
Yes,
Y'all gonna get with the contractor?
Y'all need Mr. Taylor to say it. He brought the pictures. He represents the church members down there.
We need you and Matthew to get with the contract and get the bill straightened out.
You see what I'm talking about, don't you?
Yeah, yep. You just need, you and him meet down there.
It'll be right for you to leave.
You are engineer, and you agree that it's not something needs to be
Those
done.
pictures don't look good.
Now,
They look at the field, but those pictures do
well,
not look good at all.
I've been on the road and I've looked it over very close, and I did slow down when I was on. I wasn't going real fast. The main concern that they have, because others than Mr. Taylor has called me about it, is the pavement should have went to where they
Beyond
pull
the
in the
church.
park. I mean, it stopped right there in the center of the church building, and they park on each side of the church. Well, now,
It's supposed to go to the end of the church property line.
so something happened.
Property limits.
Well, see, you did the deeds and all, and I didn't know whether that was where it was designed to go or what.
Yeah, it was supposed to go to the end of the church property.
It's supposed to go to the property line. We always try to pay to the end of the church property line. So, anybody got both sides.
That just shows you what this country's come to, you know? Huh? I mean, anybody do something like that, I tell you, I don't have a whole lot of trust in them.
But y'all gonna take care of that this week?
Unbelievable. For anything, especially at church, you know, I mean, but anything, you know, but church, that's overwhelming to me, you know, that's,
Mr. Chairman.
Yes.
Mr. Taylor, you understood what been said back for, time being, you're satisfied with that till we see what we get straightened out. I think the board's aware that it's not right, it's not what we intended to do, and they will certainly.
Oxford will fix it, they'll get it fixed.
Oxford will get it counted, they'll fix it. I'm not concerned with that. We'll be with them, we'll get it fixed.
Can Ray, can you come up just to,
Yeah, go
we
ahead.
have to, something to explain forward.
I got called down to Sumner today. They're working on their fire department, and they asked if the county could help grade out where the fire department's gonna go. Start, as a community effort, as a board with a smaller city, see if Public Works could grade where their fire department's going, for a 60 by 60 pad.
You just need to get with John as far as
I don't
I'm
have a
concerned.
problem with it.
Are y'all content with that? Y'all just get with John and get it when he get it?
Okay.
I certainly don't. I remember back in April 2010 when three of y'all wouldn't even let them go there and help them when the storm hit. So,
Ray, just get with John on that
Yeah.
and get it taken care of.
All right, thank you. Thank y'all.
Thank you, Mr. Ray.
Mr. Chairman, if there's nothing else, I'll make a motion that we adjourn.
We have a motion on the floor. Do we have a second on that motion? All right, no second? All right, motion fails. Go ahead, Mr. Billy.
All commissioners had a letter in their box about this station at County Line. And I know Ms. Bozeman's been on the board long enough that she's aware of it. I'm not sure about the others. But the dirt all around there is dirt that was dug out when that pond was made. You know where I'm talking about, the fire station up there. And this is did you look over your letter?
Why couldn't they solve it by disconnecting the fire department sewer and water, and then it's just use the one? They should correct it, because there's more than an acre there.
I know you and Mr. Dent both was on the board when Mr. Jack Powell was the county attorney the county administrator. And in order to get the fire station in it had to be put in under limited use because the soil was hurt. I mean, that meant it's all right to go there once, twice a week, maybe flush the toilet or wash your hands. But when you're talking about
Yeah, but I thought she just said we had to put some more drain line in.
there's
That's
no
what he
need
said.
to go out there and set up something that every time you turn around, a plumber's got to be headed out there. I mean, to me, that's what to the people who want. Plus, who would want to be in that facility when your toilets won't even flush?
I think that's something y'all handle after the first year. There's nothing gonna be done with that between now and then anyway, so.
Are they working on the building and nothing's going on?
They're working on it.
Anything else?
Yeah, the last thing. Mr. Chairman, in your article before the election, you put in there that I summons one of the people from the fire department to Mike Cosby's house. The three captains are here tonight. If I did that, would either of you please stand and let it be known that I did that? I don't mind the truth, but when people get out here and
actually think this is a time and place to take care of business there, Mr. Billy. If you want to discuss that with me afterwards, we'll be glad to do so.
I didn't know.
We can discuss it after the meeting, and it was at Mr. Cosby's house, by the way. It was your house. But anyway, that don't have nothing to do with the meeting. But any further business?
Apparently it didn't
Mr.
happen.
Chairman, I'm gonna make a motion that we adjourn.
We have a motion to adjourn. Do we have a second? All in favor? Motion carries. Meeting's adjourned.
What did you? Yes, I ain't gonna deny that. Wait, no, you said that they was on duty and I summoned them down.
See you later.
No, sir. No, sir. No, be all right.
Well, when are y'all having my cut?
No, sir. Ray asked me. Where's Ray at? Ray. Yes, if he does, now I'm gonna tell you, this is down. I don't give a damn about that. Hey, Matt, get Ray out there. Get Ray solved before we leave. Yeah, we do. Bring your ass back up here.
I know we went down there.
No, I didn't say he didn't. But ask him why. Ask him why. Ray.
Matt, I need you to sign these things for building and zoning.
I didn't say on duty. But now what you gonna do? Nothing. Well, come on.
Ain't nobody gonna lie on me.
Ain't nobody allowed. You can lie and me all day.
I got it upside down, just sign it. I'll change it.
Well, see, that jackass up there, he never goes to none of y'all meetings. We don't know what the word.
Here, I got a bunch of them.
I feel like that you can't change them all, but I feel like I'm the best person, but I can't look for it
You wouldn't walk over there, but Ray said no.
I didn't say, he went down there, he didn't just show up at your
My God, here's
doorstep.
the truth.
You had him down there.
No, sir, I didn't have him
He
down
just
there.
showed up.
Matt,
He just showed up.
He asked
He
me,
just popped out of thin air and just.
one day up there, he asked me, did you think Mr. Fonda was mine? If he,
So they just
met him and
met
got to know.
met at your house.
no.
They met at your house.
Okay.
Sandra and his wife
No,
was sitting in
sir,
your
you
living
got all
room.
that wrong, man. They did. We met at Mike Cosby's house. And I ain't got no problem saying that. Ray had.
He went down.
I
Y'all was
ain't
all
didn't
together.
mind Ray talking to him. He said not a bit.
I mean, y'all were together, right?
What?
What's the lie about y'all was together?
No.
There ain't no lie about that.
I drove my truck from Scooterville to Mike Cosby's. I don't know where Ray was. He was in his regular clothes and he wasn't on duty. And I sure didn't call him on duty and ask him to come down there.
I'm not arguing with you.
I just hate things the way they are, man.
Mr. Billy, it don't matter anymore. It's over
I was
with.
up there. I saw that home cooking. Were you there? I tell you what, that crackback block call, that ain't nothing to serve that thing supposed to be. I see it.
Plant reserve up there. Little lake.
Hard thing, and I like it also.
What I do.
I think you go the way. I really like it. I just like Georgia Tech. I actually pull Southern most of the weekend. But I know a lot of fans will do D1.
They voted to do it. I don't know if that's a good idea.